We are off and running. See what I did there? Literally and figuratively with the Kicking It with the Colonels podcast. I'm Wes Chandler. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we're kicking it with EKU Cross Country. And with us today on the podcast, we have Enock Kipchumba, Nikodem Dworczak, Lucy Thornton, and Irene Rubio Miralles. Thanks so much for joining us. You all appreciate the time.
Thanks for having us.
So cross country season began earlier this month. You all excited? What are you all looking forward to the most as this season is in its early stages?
We are looking forward to a great season. From the training to all the other stuff and practice. I can say we are doing very good. Yeah, I can compared to other years. I can tell you. They let them not count us out this time around. Yeah, we are not messing around.
It's for real now.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, we are going all in. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, the cross-country season is going to start in about 10 days. And that's our first stop. And the goal is to qualify for the nationals. It's pretty much the same goal every year, but I feel like this year is a special one because we have so many good guys in shape, experienced guys, and I think it's gonna play well this year.
What about you ladies?
I'm really excited to travel with the team. I'm new here, so going to big meets like Virginia in 10 days' time is really exciting.
Yeah, I think cross country is a good opportunity to make a team and just work as a team and wake up at 5 a.m. and then go there and just run together. It's just so nice to you're always saying that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's cross country, you're there just working together.
We have guys and women's and men's that are running 60 up to 100 miles, and everyone enjoys the process. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
and that's what makes sense to have a team.
Right, no doubt. Is there any meet that you all have circled on your calendar that you're most excited about?
For me, I'm looking forward to Virginia, the Wisconsin race. The Virginia one is what I'm really looking forward to because that one gives us a glimpse of what we are really expecting.
Okay.
Because we've been putting a lot of efforts every day. Yeah.
A lot of talent in that one.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's a regionals meet and being in top 2 as a team there, because that's the main goal, and this only gives us a ticket to nationals. So that's the only goal and the only day that I have in my calendar. The other races are also important, but those are just step towards the big one, the big goal.
Always keep the end goal in mind. I like that.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
I think for the girls, it's probably conference.
Yeah,
I think that's the big one for us. Hoping to kind of peak around there for the cross-country season and then take that forward 2 weeks later into regionals.
Yeah, we have, I think next week we have Virginia. So it's going through and just waiting for conference and to work as a team.
How did you all first get involved in running? Or was it something that just happened naturally?
For me, I started running from while I was a kid. It's been a long process. It's just as I grew up, it became intense. At first, I started running just for fun. You could see because we have many athletes who train around where I come from, and so you see every day. You're like, oh, I need to be. You try to run with them, and then after a while, you say, oh, the people tell you, oh, you got a talent. Then you're like, oh, let me, I can run. Then that's how you start, and then I ventured into running. That's how I ventured into running.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I would say it's the same for me.
Yeah.
It's Mom, I just want to run. I just want to race. I just have to I just want to be better and go through. I think at least cross country and track give us the opportunity to work with us, work with a team, and to be better every day. And that's what gives I don't know, the power of just fighting. And then you're in the class and you're like, oh, this exam is nothing. I'm just there's more. Harder things.
So for me, it was actually a crazy road because I've been playing handball for 6 years from my primary school to the end of high school, and because I stopped growing up, so I was not getting taller, but I had a really good endurance, so I chose my second best ability to run long distance. And this was a great idea and a good choice because I became a runner, and right now I'm 8 years running, and I hope to continue my career for a couple more years at least.
Yeah, I think you made a good choice.
How many years you've been running? Like 8 years more?
So generally, I've been running. Where the intensity of running came when I joined high school. So that's like it's 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
A decade of running.
It's already many miles.
Yeah, that
Don't want
is.
to think about it.
Yeah, but then the intensity of it when I joined Colin, then I was like, oh wow, it became so intense. Yeah, because you have to run every day,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, I started a few different sports before I chose running. I just knew I liked doing like physical stuff, but then didn't really know it would be running that I'd end up with. I did a bit of gymnastics, swimming, like netball, which you guys don't have in America, but like
Right. Yeah.
similar to basketball kind of. But yeah, then started running properly when I was sort of 15. So yeah, about 8 years similar to Nico.
Did either of you two play other sports growing up? Or was it just strictly running?
Just straight running.
I played soccer a little bit.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but because of how the ball sometimes were really hard, so I couldn't kick, and then I could just be a goalie or but soccer, and sometimes I did the high jump, but I didn't like it.
Stick to distance there.
Yeah.
So a lot of the soccer players, they can run quite a few miles on the pitch as well.
Oh, sure.
So you have to be in shape to do that.
Yeah.
So we got 4 countries represented here on this podcast, which is just outstanding. Can you tell me your path to EKU? How you landed in Richmond, Kentucky?
Well, so maybe I will start. So, like I said before, I play handball, and then when I went to high school, I switched to running. I was good in long distance running, and after Europeans, like European Junior Championships, when I was racing 3K steeple, like people from EKU reached out to me, like the coach, and he was trying to like kind of like invite me to university, and that was really I was really excited. Like someone from overseas found out the info about me and like would be interested in signing me. But I had like still like 2 years of high school left, so I kept that in mind, and I was still like practicing, training, and then it happens again that I was like in the national team for the Europeans in cross country championship, and at this Europeans I met with Coach Corey Erdman. He flew to Netherlands, and that's how he convinced me. Like at this time I was like between 2 schools, but then after the conversation with Coach Corey Erdman, I was sure about my decision, and it was a great decision, and that's how I'm here.
That's incredible.
For me, I can tell. I started running when I was. I started running when I was in high school. When I joined high school, that's when my passion of running started. And then when I graduated in high school, then I was supposed to join college in Kenya. And so one of my aunts and my grandmother told me, there is a camp here, because I live where it's altitude Kaptagat. It's an altitude, so you have a lot of athlete training around. They told me, here is a camp here. They train athletes and athletes who want to go abroad and run. And so my first month, my first month in training, I didn't have nice shoes to run with, and I can tell you, I almost quit running. And then when I joined the camp, we had good guys, the professional athletes we were training with, and they could push the pace so hard, and I was like, after the practice, I'm like, am I gonna really continue with this? And then every day I push until so it's a camp, and you apply for schools, and then the camp told me, we have an interest from EKU, and I was like, wow. I look at the EKU, and I was the year before that they had gone to the nationals, and I saw it was a pretty good school, and so the coach sent the email, and they organized it, and that's how I make it to EKU.
That close to quitting, that's incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah, no doubt. Ladies?
So I was at Birmingham University in the UK, and we've got a really good training group there. Loads of really, really good girls and guys. I was never anything special at university, but just it kind of like grew my love for running because you were training with such good people. And then I actually qualified in physiotherapy back home and entered into work at a hospital. And then I kind of got halfway through my year and got a bit of interest from a coach in Virginia. And I kind of thought, oh, it's a choice between working full time and then coming out to America and getting to train all the time. So
those are big decisions.
it was quite an easy one, to be honest.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that if I can come out here and pursue something that I've loved since I was a little girl, then it was just like kind of almost seemed too good to be true. So then, I came out here last year, and then was transferred to EKU this year. But it was just kind of seeing how many people on the team had like made it to regionals, for example, both on the girls and the guys side, was really impressive. So coming here has been kind of a really nice step for me. It's really good so far.
Yeah, coming over from Radford, it sounds like it was a pretty smooth transition for you.
Yeah, it's been really nice, and just like slotting into the training group. Things are obviously quite different, but I've always kind of trusted in the process and just follow exactly what they tell me to do.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
And Irene?
So I would say I've been running for my whole life, maybe since I'm 6 years old. And then I was studying in Barcelona for 2 years in university. I was planning to do like Erasmus, that is, you just travel around Europe and you just transfer for 1 year. And I was like, oh, maybe I want to just go to Italy or whatever. And finally, I took the exam and I was like, but why do I need to go to Italy if I can just go to the US and actually like train as I want? Because in Spain, we are a lot from Spain here. It's Tapias. It's like he's been here for like a long time.
Yeah, we have a couple people from Spain, and they're moving in, moving out. So.
Yeah. We're like, I don't feel like even like that far away from home. And I was in Barcelona, and I know Aniol and Jan that they're here. So I was like, maybe I can just go there and just stay with them there.
Right.
And I talked with coaches, and it was so easy. And I was like, I guess I'm going, Mom. I'm just leaving. And then I don't know, everything works out perfect. There's like a nice middle distance team that I was like, oh, I want to have a team to practice with. So that's how.
Well, it sounds like you kind of got your own little family here.
Yeah.
But for everybody else, how are you able to handle being that far away from your family?
I find it a bit hard sometimes. I think it's the main thing is the time difference.
Yeah.
So I'm 5 hours behind. So it gets to sort of like 5 p.m. and I know that like you can't call home past that point. So it's times like that where you feel a little bit further away from home, but at the same time, like I'd already moved out and was living like 2.5 hours away back home anyway, which in UK terms seems like quite a lot, but I realise when you come to America, 2.5 hours isn't that far. But yeah, so it's been quite natural for me. But yeah, I think it's the main thing is the time difference.
Yeah, for me, it's when I came to EKU, we had a big Kenyan community. The team we had like 5 Kenyans, and so yeah, they made me feel at home. The only difference I can tell is I came. It was on a January, and it was pretty cold, and everywhere was just snow, and I'm like, no.
What is this?
What is this? Because it was my first time I saw snow, and yeah, my first workout I had was in a tarmac, and yeah, on a snow day.
And you were a freshman then?
Yeah, I was a freshman then. Yeah. And back in Kenya, the temperatures it's like this every day, so you don't have really fluctuations in temperature. So, but EKU made me feel at home. I've been here for 5 years now, and I appreciate it a lot, and yeah, I like it.
So, of all the awards you've won in your 5 years here now, the OVC Freshman of the Year, the 5,000 meters, the 10,000 meters, is there one that stands out to you the most that you're the most proud of?
The Freshman of the Year, that year I had an injury, but I feel because I had a really I came to learn that it was really a big injury, but then I pushed myself to be in that position where I ran that pretty good. And yeah, I was impressed by that season, even though we didn't do good in the region. We didn't make it to the nationals. Otherwise, the cross country time it was intense, and also the way it turned out with the injury and everything. I feel like that's outstanding for me.
And then everybody else, is there a award that you have won so far in running that stands out to you, or maybe it's just a particular meet that you've done really well in that you're probably the most proud of when you look back at your career? I know you still got a lot more ahead of you, but take a minute to go back in time for a minute.
Well, for me personally, there was a race 1 year ago in November, because we are in cross-country season, and I feel like this was my greatest race in my life in cross-country.
You explained me the other day that
when I was second at the ASAN conference meet, just right behind Ahmed Jaziri, who a couple days ago made the Olympic standard. Yeah. And that was like, damn, I was so close to this guy, and now he's going pro, and I hope one day I could follow the path that he just did. And also the time on the 8K course was really good, so I was really proud of myself that I helped a lot the team, and I finished second at the ASAN, and the team won the ASAN title, and that was like great memory from the cross country season.
Ladies?
To be honest, I've had a few injuries this last year or so. So I had some surgery in January, so I've not had an indoor and an outdoor this last year. I had a really good 6K on the cross country last year that I was pretty pleased with. But to be honest, I'm trying just to look forward and aim for like bigger things this year.
It's coming soon.
Yeah, I would say the same. Maybe like. I think it's just like a process, so I don't want to even think about what was. I want to just keep working on what it's coming. Yeah.
So I got to ask the guys, looking at the bios online, some are in cowboy hats. Tell us why, how did that happen? Was that a bet?
Well, that was a great idea last year for our roster pictures. We chose to have it in the cowboy hat of one of our teammates, and I think this was something to differentiate us from the other teams or like in nationwide, because whenever you see the roster, there is like usually the universities, they have a simply like picture from the front, right, without any items or anything. And when you saw a EKU roster, there were like just 15 cowboys. And this year we switched. Like whenever you have a free time, just look at our roster. Right, it should be updated already, and we have a new fancy item that all of our...
Right now, everybody's opening up a tab and going to EKUsports.com to check out these bios right now.
Sure. Yeah, it's when at first when I saw the colonel, the thing we were holding, I was like, oh, this represents the colonels, the holding that thing. You feel like you are now colonel, and I feel like, oh yeah.
Was it one cowboy hat that was just passed around, or surely everybody didn't have their own cowboy hat?
No. For me, I couldn't even think about it because I felt like it was for us, what do you call them, cowboys? So yeah. So yeah, I think it was my first time, and maybe this
first
year
and last.
No, hopefully not.
This year I tried a little bit, but because we had another concept too. We didn't.
So outside of EKU and outside of running, what's your all's favorite thing to do in Richmond?
Well, Enock, you're here 5 years.
You're the veteran. You're the pro, man.
Really, I'm a chill guy. I don't do a lot of stuff, but I do sometimes go to hiking, walk around. Because EKU has been like home to me, and so I just walk around. That's more of it. I don't really.
Well, we really like Lake Riba. To hang out with friends there. We used to like play cards, get some food outside, and spend time together. And I feel like this is like our lovely place where we used to go whenever the weather is nice, and we can just chill and spend time together there. We have a few more places when we go to eat, like loved by everyone, Mi Pueblos. That's a good meeting spot after the Sunday long runs.
And it's just so close to campus.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
Everybody likes there.
Yeah.
Every weekend, after the long rounds or the sometimes the guys like, oh guys.
Do they know your order by heart over there?
I think I've gone not quite a lot because I'm I'm not a restaurant person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do cook sometimes. Yeah.
And then for people that want to be efficient and they want to focus, we have coffee shops like Paddy's.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That's
that.
a really good spot for people whenever they have big exams coming or big homework. So.
Or just want a coffee.
Oh yeah, or just want a coffee. Yeah, that's true.
Anybody else? No other favorite places?
I would say like just going to the lake, like he said, or just going fishing. It's not like that much, but I don't know. It's just being with a team.
Something to take your mind off things for a couple hours. Yeah.
Just buying sushi. We love to go and buy sushi.
Yeah. Lucy, same thing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've not been here for that long,
Right.
so I'm still learning all about Richmond at the moment.
You're taking notes over there.
Yeah, absolutely. These are great suggestions. Yeah, I think Purdy's I'm already in love with. We went on a team camp a few weeks ago, and we all were playing like different games with the team. Yeah, we all went fishing together, like little walks, so that was really nice. So hoping to just explore a bit more of Richmond while I'm here. And the surrounding areas as well.
I would say that we are for sure not just a group of people that like meet at the practice, and then whenever the practice is done, we are just going in like separate ways, and we don't see each other for like another 24 hours. We like to spend time together. We like each other, and I think it's really important to build like a real team spirit. That like you do something with the team, those team bonding activities like a camp, like fishing, going play volleyball and stuff. That, of course, whenever you're not getting injured, those things.
Yeah, not
And this is really important because like workouts, practices, yeah, that's mandatory. Like you're doing that because I mean you are supposed to because you are on scholarship. But other things outside of the track, they are also really important, and they just it's just coming from like the people wants to do that. No one forced us. So
I think
that's great.
that makes the training easier as well.
Oh, yeah,
because
of
you're
course.
doing it with your friends.
And especially when you have a big class of like the big group of new people coming, like how do you want to communicate with them better than just like spending more time with them, and especially the time outside of practice. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we've got things like bowling and pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. The
And
team.
then like campfire, like the bonfire.
I was thinking of that.
Yeah, we had a bonfire in our place where I live. We invite like all the people from the team, and we had a quick introduction.
That was fun.
When everyone had to say like introduce himself and say the fun fact about. I think it was a great idea because it was so much fun, and everyone had like this a few minutes to introduce himself, and I think it was a great opening of the new year.
Yeah.
Next bonfire, I want an invite.
Sure thing.
So besides running, what are some hobbies that you all have?
I would say that I like to write, and I think it
Like
helps.
to write?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think that helps me a lot. Even like to just don't think that much, just writing, and I don't know. Also, I love to like just listen to music. It seems like something normal, but it's like something really important for me.
Yeah, for me, listening to music and maybe watching movies, and just working on my computer sometimes because I really don't have I do usually get along with my just enjoy myself alone. I'm not that kind of person, but yeah.
I actually really like to crochet. I spend quite a lot of my free time doing that. And then just anything kind of outside. I did a lot of traveling over the summer, so just kind of going on walks, exploring new places, that kind of thing.
What's the coolest thing you've made so far?
Or I made this like patchwork cardigan.
Okay.
I was quite pleased.
That's a cool one.
Yeah. Nico?
Well, I really like sports, watching sports, like going on the live events. So when I have a free time and there's a right time, like between Europe and the US, I love to watch a Champions League in football. Like here you say soccer. And also I'm in love with handball. So whenever my favorite team plays, I like to watch their games. outside of just watching a TV or watching a movies, I just like to hang out with friends, with people. No matter like if we are going somewhere for a trip or we are just staying like here somewhere around, play board games. Like yesterday, I almost won in Katan, but I finished almost last at the end. So but I still have fun with playing board games.
I thought your hobby was to play playing FIFA. And
yeah, but at some point I had to sell my PS4 and invest those time in practicing and like working harder, and it works well. So I will just keep going without the PS4, PS5 right now.
The sacrifices you had to make, right?
Yeah, those are the hard decisions that you have to make at some point, but definitely worth it.
They say college is tough, but no decision is that tough, right? So what's the training like for you all in the off season? How are you all able to stay in shape?
I don't think we really get a proper off-season. Obviously, like the summertime is quite a good time to build a base. So it's not as many workouts, but putting in the solid miles and building that so that when you do start adding in the workouts, you can respond to them a little bit better and you're a bit stronger. At the moment, I'm really liking that we're doing like strength training alongside our workouts. Is not something I've really dedicated a lot of time to before, and I think there's a lot of benefit to be had for adding that into the like just running training.
For me, I had coming from the last season where I had a great outdoor season, and then it came to summertime. I didn't have a lot of pushing, and I just had to to increase the mileage, and that's what I did. And right now I feel like I'm in a comfortable position where I can feel like I can do anything, and I can accomplish.
Well, like the off season is not really that long as some people think, because some of the guys in US, they just take like 10 days off whenever we finish the season, and then after this 10 days they just go for a run from time to time, like let's say like 3-4 times in a week. And then over like next 2 weeks, you start working pretty much regularly, so like 5 to 7 days in a week. But for me, off season is basically like to do for a couple of days what I really like to do outside of running. So you can go for swim, cycling, and do other stuff. And then whenever you feel rested, because you don't need to rest for like 30 days or 60 days, there's no benchmark when you are like, oh yeah, this is the time that you should rest. If you feel rested, you just start like going for like some easy miles, something that makes you like feeling like free, and you have fun with running without like putting the pressure that you have to wake up in the morning to go for this run. You just go for a run whenever you want, whenever you feel free. Sometimes you meet with friends for a run, and that's basically the off season for me. This year is a little bit different because I'm coming from pre-stress fracture injury, so I was like out of running for about 7 months. I started running beginning July, so this is my like this is actually like 2.5 months of running, and I feel pretty fine. I had a long off season, 7 months, so now I'm enjoying every day. Like I'm so excited, and it's beautiful to be back with the team and work with those guys.
Kind of makes you hold those moments tighter now that you have them back, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was such a long break, and when I look at those moments and like those moments that were in the past, and every time that people were racing, working hard, I was trying to be most of the time with the team on their workout days or the races. But it's always different and hard when you just see things and you would like to help those guys, but you are just supporting them from outside the track. So now I'm glad I'm part of the team, to be part of the team, and I can work, I can pace some workouts. I can take a lead when they need me, and I can push them. I can push all of them to become a better runners.
So I would say like this off season is kind of important because we're running for cross country, and then we have indoor and then outdoor. And when you start thinking, it's like I'm just running for the whole year, like. And at some point when you have this off season, it's like, okay, I need to stop, but we don't want to stop. I was talking with Andrew, and he was like, you have to stop because you have shin splints. So at some point I was like, yeah, I guess I need to stop. And that's when you just find these other things to do that you're like, okay, I need to stop. I need to just rest to then start again, because at some point it's all the year through. So I don't know. I think just to like run whenever you feel, but not that much with like an objective. I would say.
Very, very nice. We're here with Enock Kipchumba, Nikodem Dworczak, Lucy Thornton, and Irene Rubio Miralles here on the Kickin' It with the Colonels podcast. So how much of a role does nutrition play in you all trying to stay in shape?
Well, I think it's really important to fuel our bodies with and not just fueling with like proteins, carbs, veggies or other macronutrients, because it's like super simply, but also knowing like how much proteins you need, how much carbs, and like what is the best window to get those macronutrients is really important. And I think that like for the long distance runners, the carbs intake and proteins like helps a lot with speeding up the recovery, which is really important, because running 60, 70, 80 or sometimes 100 miles a week, it's a pretty tough way to stay in shape. And I would say for a normal person, 24 hours will not be enough to recover, and we are just doing that in less than 24 hours between like one practice and another one, 7 days in a week for at least 12 or 16 weeks, as long as the season. Yes. So nutrition over the whole year is really important, and a key aspect to stay healthy and keep your bones strong.
Yeah.
I know something about it.
I can say you need nutrition. You need to have more than 3 meals a day to stay in shape, because if I remember my freshman year, I could only eat twice a week and twice a day, and so I struggled over every day I was like, why am I so you're not feeling that good every day in running, and then once you come and learn, you need to work on your diet and everything, then you'll be like, you need a nutrition to boost your immune and everything. Because running every day, you take a lot of muscles, you drain yourself, you need to drink water every day, a lot of water you need to drink, and I can tell you nutrition is a key to running. You can't perform without nutrition.
Opens up a whole new ball game.
Yeah, I think it's so important. I think the thing that I found being over here in the States as well is the hydration aspect, but also the electrolytes that we've got to take on. Obviously, the coaches are really good about getting us things like Powerade for after like long runs, workouts, just because you need to get all of those salts back in that you lose when you're out for like almost 2 hours. Some of the guys out for their long runs, so that's really tricky. And I think refueling after, but then also getting stuff in before as well. Like we have really early workouts, and I know like I don't think there's many houses that can say that they're up at like 5 a.m. because we're all up like drinking coffee, making food first thing in the morning.
There's a whole morning routine.
Yeah.
What else does that morning routine involve?
Well, Lucy is usually the first one that wakes up in our house, so she may talk about it.
Yeah, I'm up maybe like at least an hour and a half before we have to work out, just so that I can get something digested. Have to have the coffee. We've got 2 espresso machines at our house. I think everybody has one before they.
Meantime, she wakes up everyone else by grinding her coffee at 5 a.m. But it's fine. Then we know like it's my turn.
So we kind of I'll get in there. And
then I'm second one, and everyone
follows.
I would be that person. 5 more minutes. let me sleep.
Yeah, I just think you've got to get up a little bit early just so that you can actually be awake enough to do a session well. I mean, when we're doing the workouts, you want to have that quality as well. It's not just waking up and going for easy runs every day. You want to be able to come away from the workout being like, I gave it everything that I could have given that day. And I think sometimes that means that you have to wake up silly o'clock in the morning, but we can also nap in the day. So
and also really important while having workouts in like 6 a.m. 6:30 is because you cannot eat like a lot in the morning, so you have to keep in mind that like really important is your dinner. So whatever you eat in the dinner, you're gonna basically have it in your like the energy will come from that dinner plus some small breakfast that you eat before the workout. And this is really important, that not just like what you eat in the morning or what you do in the morning, but also thinking about the day before, the night before, getting enough sleep, those things, they play a key role to then perform very good on the workouts and later in the races.
Yeah.
I would say like for me it was so hard. Like the first year, so iron 10 kilograms. How much is that? It's like
it's about 20 pounds.
20 pounds. 20 pounds in like 6 months. My mom was like, wow. What's going on? So, because I was just doing like low mileage, and then I came here and I just like starting training 2 days, like 2 times a week. And that means like you're tired, like you're running more than what you used to do, and then you need that energy. And at some point I feel that's like a process that you have to go through and say like, okay, you have to realize that if you're practicing more, you have to eat more, because then there's no recovery. That's what he was saying. Like you need to sleep. There's some things that you have to deal with. We were talking with him in the long run last week, and we're saying like you need to sleep, because if you're not sleeping, you're not recovering at all. Or like you need to make sure that you're eating as much proteins as you need, because at some point we practice that much that we're like dead. Like we're done. We're like it's 10 and it's like we need to sleep. Yeah.
And then I would just be in a bad mood the whole rest of the day.
And that's and for me it was like stressful, because like I don't know why, but I'm just like sick, and it's like you have to make sure that you are eating the right things too, because like it's not just eating, it's like eating good food.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So and you can say like Kenyan food, because I'm living with a Kenyan now. So you eat like the Kenyan food, and it's like everyone has to make sure like in a cultural way, because there was a huge difference with Spain. I know that you eat like just Kenyan food, you don't eat American food.
I can. There's not really a lot of American food that are because most of us we are used to eating high carbs, high carbohydrate food. Usually we would have like protein or let's say meat. We could have it like twice a week. So when I came here, it's like every day, not every day,
every meal.
Every meal you have a protein. So for us there is a huge difference. You can tell, that you can feel, you cannot rush yourself to start eating a lot of meat and you're not used to it. And,
I remember you telling me like, you remember that day in a pre-meet, I was eating a whole thing of meat, and he was like, you don't need to eat that much quantity, and then it's just like, I don't know. But
with the food we eat, it meets our nutritional value. That's why you can see me. I look healthy, so yeah. There is no big difference from the meal perspective.
Yeah. So when does the adrenaline kick in for a meet? Is it leading up to a meet? Is it when you hit the starting gate? Is it in the middle? It's the end? Where is it for you all?
For me, I could feel like it's when you're warming up for the race, that's like 15 minutes to start of the race, and then just 5 minutes to the race. 3 minutes to the race has become so long. You are shaking. You're just waiting for the gun. You're getting ready, and then they say, "Oh, move back." And you're like, "Let's start this thing," and then you have that fear between. I could say like the first 200 or 100 meters. That's when if I felt like if somebody can touch me, that can push me that time, I could just fall down, because I'm always nervous at that time. But after a while, and then I'm used to the race now, and I'm like, I can now tell myself, my body, how it feels, and I just push myself out there, and compete.
Great.
Yeah, I will agree with Enock that the first 400 of the race, because last year I remember I fall down in about 600 on the 5 miles run. 5-mile race in Virginia, so yeah, that's something that we have in common. So like the adrenaline from the time when you are putting on the spikes up to like the first K. But yeah, I can tell you guys that like after falling down in the race, then you have no adrenaline anymore. You are just going with the flow and trying to catch the guys. So it's actually a good booster.
I'm a bit of a worrier, so I'm getting nervous like the night before, or if we're driving down like the day before, I'll wake up that morning even and be kind of worrying about it a little bit. But then I kind of am the opposite. Like I'll be so worried going into it, and then we set off, and I'm like, okay, like once you're in it and you're in the zone, it's kind of okay. It's kind of the thinking about it, like making sure that I've done all of the stuff before the race that I hope to do to prepare best for it, I think is the bit that I probably get most anxious about. Once I'm there, I'm like, well, if I've done everything I can, then it's what it is, kind of thing.
I think that's a point where you were saying about like that you have things that you need to do. That's like, I don't know if you have, everyone has their things. Okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, so just this moment when you're like checking that you have everything, that's when you're
stress.
panicking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, okay, I have this, I made this, I have to eat this quantity of things, because if not, you're gonna feel like. So I think that's the big moment.
Yeah, you have to put the pins for the running. Yeah, you have to get ready because if by the time you're getting ready to run and then you have a lot of stuff missing, you'll start panicking a lot.
Yeah.
You don't need that panic. Yeah.
All your favorite things that you like to have. So you got to have your hair ribbon. You got to have your favorite parts.
You guys don't have to worry about that.
I can get you some if you want.
That may be what sets you apart. So this question's probably best for Enock since he's been around the longest. Enock, what do you think sets EKU cross country apart from the rest?
That's a pretty good question. Yeah, the consistency. We have a pretty good consistency. We have a good coaching team. We have a good the cross country team itself is great because you have a whole diversity in there, and we work together and. We train hard, we push ourselves, even though we don't have a really nice, you can tell where we go for a long run, we go so far, but we are competing with bigger schools who have all everything in their disposal. They have good running ground and everything, and we are there competing with them. And so that is what sets us apart from other schools, is the way we push ourselves, even though we are a little bit short in something, but
I would agree with that, because you see other programs that maybe a year they're really good, but then you look next year they're down a little bit. But for EKU it seems to be so consistent, and that it's just you don't get too high, don't get too low, and that's a very good point.
Yeah, it's a.
I think that consistency comes from really smart decisions made by coaches. Whenever they keep the core of the team and they are just adding some people. Of course, people also leave the team, but the most important thing from the coaches is by losing people, you are not losing the quality. You may lose one guy that is done with the program, but then you are adding two really good guys that actually boost your team and make the team even better than before. And that's a huge thanks to Coach Corey Erdman, who is in that business for a while already, and also Coach Pat and Coach Mia. That they all together they work to make also us feeling without no pressure. I know some teams in the US that they have a pressure that whenever we make the nationals, whenever that everyone has to be in really great shape, because if not you are just out of team and then you may be out of university. While here the coaches, they don't put that pressure on the people. They really want us to succeed, and they know that they give us a right amount of time. So it's not you have 2 months, if not you are out. You have a year, 2 years, 3 years, you feel safe in that place, and that's what makes it different from the other programs. And whenever you feel safe and at home, then you know that you want to spend the rest of your years at the university just at EKU to become a better runner.
Yeah.
A lot of it does go back to coaching. You mentioned Coach Urban now, and even the head coach before him, Rick Erdman, set a long precedent before, but the coaching staff makes a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I think that the point is that they want, coaches want us to be happy. They want us to enjoy what we are doing. I was talking yesterday with Mia, and she was like, I want you to be happy. I want everyone. When everyone is happy, when there's a good environment, then things work, I would say.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think that was when I was looking at which school to come to this year. Speaking to the girls, they were saying about how supportive the coaching environment is here, and I can see that already just from being here for a few weeks. And one thing that Patrick said to me the other day was, don't be annoyed at yourself, be annoyed at me. And I'm like, no, but it's my fault. And he's like, no, we're here to kind of support you and get you through all of that. Yeah. And I think that just says it all about how the environment is here. But I think the other thing, seeing from being outside, is obviously the unique thing about EKU is how many different cultures and countries that we're coming from, just like sitting here, is really different, and it comes from a really unique blend, but it's really positive because everybody's so open to embracing different cultures and different backgrounds that it just makes our training group so much better because we've got that balance from so many different people.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Ladies, what are the goals for EKU cross country this year?
I think putting in a solid performance at conference. I think I don't want to speak for the whole team, but just looking in, because obviously I'm new, probably coming second at conference would be a really big achievement for us. I think we've definitely got the means to do it, but I think we were ranked third going into the season, so coming second would be a really good achievement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think like just work as a team. That's the whole point. Like even in workouts, but it's like you have to work as a team. You're running together, and that's when you are gonna like achieve what you want.
Yeah, and then building through the cross-country season, because we've got quite a lot of new people this year.
Yeah.
So kind of working out the dynamics through the cross season, but then moving into indoor and outdoor, getting some really quick times, a lot of PRs, and then seeing whether like regionals might be a possibility for quite a few people for their outdoor season next year.
Same question for the guys.
Our focus is on the, as you said at first, we focus on the regionals and nationals. I know we will, the conference right now, I know we will have a competition, but from the team's dynamic, I can tell the conference won't be a big problem, but because last year we came fifth on in our region, but this time around, we don't want to be mess around and say, well, let's wait until. Yeah, we'll have to go all in the. Yeah, we will have to. Our aim is just to make it to the national, and then we will see what we can do there.
Yeah, like I said before, like regional meet is the most important for us. We don't believe in any rankings that like are posted weekly.
Oh, yeah.
Like we just want to be in top 2 at the regional meet, and this will give us like a guaranteed spot in the nationals. Of course, there are like good races on the way. Of course, we want to win again the conference meet. But I think that the biggest goal for this season is like to keep all the guys healthy, in great shape, improve as a team, grow up as a team. Help also like the new guys, like the freshmen, feel that culture, that running culture that we have at EKU, and this all together, I think will help us achieve our goals. And I don't want to say that, but I really hope that this year we're gonna make it. What we said before, and what everyone has in mind, and let's keep finger crossed for our success.
Very well said. Y'all ready for the wheel?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, really, sure.
All right, we got all sorts of fun questions on there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Stronger
We're
than
going
me.
to put it on the table, that way everybody can see it. Lucy, since you're closer,
Okay.
you want to start us off?
I can do, yeah.
Let's see what we get here.
I can't see.
Loudest teammate in the locker room.
Oh. I mean, if it was in the girls' locker room, probably Enock. She's obviously been here for 5 years before now, so there's a lot of value to the things that she's going to say to us. She can pass on a lot of like wisdom to the freshmen, but I think when it's 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning, the locker room isn't that loud, to be honest. Everyone wants to just get to the workout.
Pretty silent then.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we get here. Yep. Favorite music artist?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I don't have a favorite one, but maybe the closer one that I would say that will be Harry Styles.
Okay, yeah.
I like this kind of music.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Any favorite song from Harry Styles?
Well, I like the Sign of Times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Irene?
Oh my gosh.
We got loudest
Okay.
team. Let's do it again. We got to get something different. Oh, karaoke.
No, I said.
That means you gotta sing.
Say something in Spanish then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say, let me think. Oh gosh, I said I don't want to sing, and
But I don't know, Macarena is from
We
Spain,
have this.
right?
So
Okay,
this
yeah,
one lands
don't
every single time.
no. Okay, I would say like the song YMCA.
Okay, throwing it back. All right.
Who sings the song?
Yeah, the song.
I have heard the song, but
It's like YM, you know.
Yeah, when you're showing the letters, YMCA.
Just do it.
I've heard the song, but
Yeah, just
I'm not
do
sure
it.
who sings.
Let's sing.
No, we don't.
Yeah, you got to do the formation.
YM.
And then M is like the.
Oh.
M is like the
And then
Yay.
and then C,
Yeah.
and then A. Yeah.
We need to do like with EKU.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
All right. Enoch,
It's me.
you're last.
I hope it's not something.
Favorite movie?
That's easy.
I don't have a favorite movie, but I would say my favorite series could be One Piece.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, One
All right.
Piece. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I like the storyline, though it's pretty long and it's an anime, and yeah, it has a very long storyline. I like the fighting and everything in there. Luffy is my favorite character in there. Zoro. Yeah, they have a pretty immense power, you know.
Yeah.
I like the series. Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. This was awesome. I had a great time. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. We have been kicking it today with EKU Cross Country. Enoch, Nico, Lucy, and Irene here with us for the cross country team. My name is Wes Chandler. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time, you have been kicking it with the Colonels.
Check our roster pictures.
Yes. See the cowboy hats.
I like that.
All right.
Are they not? There was still when I looked this morning. Yeah, because they had. Oh, yeah.